Well, Murph, first week in the job, and we're back in Finn Park again. And did you see yourself back here first of all? When we finished out the season.
I suppose it didn't look that far ahead, Nigel. It was just, I let the club do what the club had to do regards the application process. My full focus at that stage was just getting through to the end of the season. That's ultimately where it lay for me. We got the season over. Obviously the club went through the process that they had to go through, and look, when I was offered the job, it was something that I thought, why not? I don't think I've really much to prove to people in regards of my playing career and regards my coaching career. I've enjoyed all elements of my coaching career as well. So I looked at it from the perspective of, I'd really nothing to lose, and I really wanted to challenge myself as a person again in that role as head coach. And I'm looking at, if it's successful for myself, then obviously I'll have gained a great deal from it. But I would just like to thank Ian and the committee for giving me the opportunity. I will do the best I can to put a team in the pitch that the supporters will be proud of. I'm not going to stand here and make predictions. I think that's always a very difficult thing to do. I'm just going to work hard, try and get people here that want to be here. That's the big thing for me. They have to want to be here purely and simply because of the financial situation we're in. We're not where we were 4 or 5 years ago, where we could compete at the top table and pay the big wages. So we're going down a different path, a different route, and more than ever, we need the Finn Park supporters more than ever. But look, it's a challenge that I'm really looking forward to, and to be honest, I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, you said you walked in, say 12 months ago, when there was one player signed, but we're kind of starting off at least on a solid footing this time. A couple of announcements made there, and Tony and Kevin, and a couple of boys still under contract as well, and you've the base of the young lads coming through as well. So we're starting off on the right foot, I suppose, this year.
Well, it's nice to have players on board first and foremost. Obviously, with the football club being the way it is, we just have to renegotiate certain contracts with certain players. That's the game. That's not anything other than what the game is. The contracts were there when the football club was on a different path. It's now had to come to a crossroads, and it's going a different path again. And look, there's players that do have contracts, but they're all going to have to be renegotiated again. I'll be open and transparent in everything that I do as a head coach, and I'll sit down with the players and I'll outline what I want to do, what way we're going to do things moving forward. Some players it'll suit and some players it won't. I won't be overjoyed by one staying, and I won't be upset by one's leaving. It is what it is, and all players will be treated the same. They'll all be given the option. I'll speak to them all, and as I say, some might accept it and some mightn't. But for me, it's just about getting the ones here that want to be here and want to try and progress the football club forward in what's been a very difficult 2 seasons.
Yeah, and then in terms of a backroom staff, obviously you have the backing of the likes of Kevin there coming through the academy, but the first announcement we have, I suppose, Eamon Curry coming on board. A man with a lot of experience in the game, despite a relative young age as a coach. At this point, though, it's someone that knows the club, has been here before, and that must be something that was a big positive for you.
Yeah, I think when you're in the situation that we were in, I think you have to look at somebody that's going to develop the football club first and foremost. To develop the football club, you need to realise where you are as a football club. I've had the conversation with Eamon. The one thing I would say was he was very, very positive. He wanted the challenge. He was looking forward to the challenge. It was an easy conversation in the end. He brings a wealth of experience in the fact that he spent 10 years at the Northern Ireland Schoolboys setup in the Centenary Shield. He works for the Stephen Gerrard Academy up in Greystale and Derry. He's had knowledge of first team experience along with Strabane Athletic and Institute. He's also knowledge of this football club when he managed the under-15s in 2021 along with Paddy McDade and Shane Bradley. So Eamon knows and is fully aware of the football club. He's fully aware of the academy. He's fully aware of where we are. Again, I was very open with Eamon. I was honest with him. I told him where we were. I told him what the challenges were. And I told him to take a couple of days, but he didn't need the couple of days, and he was very eager to get back involved at senior football. He's maybe one of those people that, in the past has maybe been overlooked, with the knowledge and experience that he has. He holds an A licence as an outfield coach. Then he holds a UEFA A licence diploma in goalkeeping as well. So Eamon is very well educated. He has a lot of coaching attributes and the badges to back that up. And he's been involved in all the elements of the game of where we are right now. Senior football, promoting players through. He has a strong knowledge of the Northwest. He's a strong knowledge of them leagues as well in the Northwest. He has relationships with all the clubs that are close to us. And in the end, when I was sitting down to pick my backroom staff, the first name that I thought of was Eamon. We had a conversation, Dave had a conversation with Eamon at the very start of last season. At that stage, it just wasn't right for Eamon. It just wasn't the right fit. So it was a name that I had spoke to when I was with Dave at the time. And when I went to looking at my backroom staff, Eamon was the first name that I asked, and he accepted right away. Regards Kevin. Kevin's in the same position. I've asked Kevin, does he want to be involved again? But I understand the pressures that Kevin's under at the academy. We're making a change at under 19 level, and we're making a change at under 17 level. So Kevin's going through the process there of trying to appoint 2 new managers or head coaches in them roles. So there's big changes the whole way through. Me and Kevin sort of sing from the same hymn sheet. We want the 17s manager, the 19s manager to be involved with the first team. And that's something that we, when interviewing for the job, will be hugely important. So I'm delighted, with the appointment of Eamon. I'll be even more delighted if Kevin says yes, but I'll understand the reasons if he can't, because he holds a very, very important role in this football club. Regards the other members of staff that were here as well, we are hopeful that we'll be able to keep 2 more of them members of staff, and then again it's about building, moving forward. I know supporters are eager and keen to see who I'm going to bring on to my backroom team. I'd rather take the time and make the right appointment than be rushed into it or anything like that, and I think that's important, and that's something that I'll do.
Yeah. Well, now pre-season can't come quick enough either. It's another probably 6 weeks yet anyway before we get back on the pitch, but you must be itching as well to get back out there.
Yeah, you want to get back out there. Pre-season will be slightly different for Harps fans this year. Speaking to the groundsman in front of me here, Nigel knows that I have already had a few suggestions to Nigel. I'm kind of hopeful, weather permitting, that we do get 2 home games at Finn Park, something that hasn't happened in the past, something that I would like to do. I would like to keep it in the county. I've also had conversations with people that are involved with local teams in the county, because the games that we play away from Finn Park, I want to stay in Donegal. I want to try and bring the football club to people instead of us expecting people to come to us. So I want to try and get out and around the county over that 6-week period. That's something that I'm very passionate about. I want us to be a club that welcomes everybody, and I think to do that we have to be out there and be seen and build relationships, and through building them relationships we might build some new supporters. We don't know where it takes us. I just think we have to start doing more of that. I think we have to get out around our own county instead of travelling further afield for friendlies. I've been on record saying the wonderful facilities that are in show in Donegal: Drumkeen, Bonnygee, Letterkenny Rovers, Cockhill, Buncrana Harts getting their good news about their new facility. So why can we not just go out and be around the county and try and get an engagement and an involvement with the strong clubs that are in Donegal?